Shalom. I want to make a lesson off by giving all the praise, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai Bahashim, Rakah Kodash. Double blessing and honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth through the Spirit and the power of Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. Back with another lesson through the Spirit. Just want to comment y'all with some quick article/video I want to show y'all concerning what's going on behind these government shutdowns. So I'm going to go ahead and go into that, pull out some precepts concerning the topic, and Lord willing, it be an edifying lesson to those out there listening and watching. So with that being said, go ahead and get into it, man. It says, copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Now that I've got that out the way, I'm going to go ahead and play this. It says, no SNAP benefits to be issued in November as government shutdown stretches on. And I just seen a video on TikTok. I don't know why I didn't just pull this up.
Listen very.
Do you feel any urgency to end the shutdown in the next week, 2 weeks, or would you be fine if this stretches into November and then toward the holidays with folks not getting paid?
Well, shutdown, we've had many, many shutdowns, and this is a shutdown that shouldn't have happened. A group of people brilliantly decided to make it after the election. I said, thank you very much. In other words, give it to Trump instead of Biden. So it shouldn't happen. And likewise, debt ceiling shouldn't have. But the great big, beautiful bill solved the debt ceiling problem for.
Is there a point where you would reach out to all parties?
Here's what's happening in the shutdown, though. Honestly, can I put it in plain words for you? And you're a smart guy, so you all understand, but a lot of people don't. The Democrats are getting killed on the shutdown because we're closing up programs that are Democrat programs that we were opposed to. So we're being able, and they're never going to come back in many cases. So we're being able to do things that we were unable to do before. So we're closing up programs that are Democrat programs that we wanted to close up or that we never wanted to happen, and now we're closing them up. And we're not going to let them come back. The Democrats are getting killed. And we're going to have a list of them on Friday, closing up some of the most egregious, socialist, semi-communist, probably not full communist, we're saving that for New York, but semi-communist programs, and we're closing them up. We're not closing up Republican programs because we think they work. So the Democrats are getting killed, but they're not telling the people about that. I say it, nobody, well, I haven't said it probably as bluntly as I just said it, but so we are closing up Democrat programs that we think, that we disagree with, and they're never going to open again.
Let me get this real quick. There's something that came to my mind. The book of Matthew, chapter 12. Verse 24. And it reads, but when the Pharisees heard it, they said, this fellow doth not cast out devils, but Beelzebub, the prince of the devils. It's like your but by Beelzebub, the prince of the devils. And Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? Like we always say, man, this kingdom is a divided kingdom. And he's saying that the Democrats will die, all this other stuff, their policies, their laws, and stuff like that, when the things that they're killing and taking away is not just affecting one group of people, it's affecting people all over when it comes to any of the decisions that he's made while he's been in office, whether that be trade wars, you know what I'm saying, inflation, we've had that, and it's just getting worse and worse with these trade wars. You had a persecution of Jake as well. You know what I'm saying? I keep seeing videos of ICE agents running in people's houses, chasing Jake, and I'm talking about Negroes out of stores, detaining them, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? People doing what seem to be citizens arrests. Like it's escalating day by day, man. And we keep trying to tell y'all these things. We already told y'all, Northern Kingdom gets it first, Judah gets it worse, or Southern Kingdom gets it worse. You niggas thought you were safe just because it was Latinos getting wrapped up, but he's been showing y'all as of recently that it's not just Latinos, it's not just natives, right? It's all of Israel. And like we say, man, Jake is a rebellious and stiff-necked people, and they still won't understand that. But this place is soon going to be brought to desolation. It says no SNAP. So I brought that out to show y'all this. No SNAP benefits to be issued in November as government shutdown stretches on. And it doesn't seem like this is going. It don't seem like the government going to open up no time soon, man. Just telling y'all the truth. Because they can't come to an agreement. The divided kingdom. The book of Revelation 13, verse 13 and 7. We can get verse 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon, and he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and caused the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed, right? And the beast that came up out of the earth is talking about the revived Roman Empire, which we're in right now. This beast system, revived Roman Empire, which consists of NATO, the EU, and is ridden or controlled by Babylon the Great, which is America, the great whore. But I brought that out because you have two horns like a lamb, but the horns are opposing, right? You have two horns that are divided, but they come from the same head, meaning they're controlled by the same mind, so to speak. So as a division, Democrats versus Republicans, it's like two puppets. You have the Democrat puppet, you have the Republican puppet, but they're controlled by the same master. It's just one's on the right hand, one's on the left hand. And it's done behind the scenes. But people can't see beyond that. Matthew 24 and verse 10 says, the city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up, that no man may come in. There is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. And the city is left desolation, and the gate is smitten with destruction. Right? It says in the NLT, the city rights in chaos. Every home is locked to keep out intruders. My papa just told me yesterday or today that they're having no King's Day tomorrow. Mobs gather in the streets, crying out for wine. All we see is, riots, marches throughout the streets nowadays. Joy has turned to gloom. Gladness has been banished from the land. Things that once were enjoyable aren't enjoyable anymore. People aren't able to live the lives that they once were able to live because it's become so hard to live that all you can do is go to work and go to sleep. The city is left in ruins. Its gates battered down, right? And this city, this nation as a whole is coming to a collapse. It's coming to a stalemate, man. Psalm 55 and verse 8, it says, I will hasten my escape from the windy storm and tempest. Destroy, O Lord, and divide their tongues, for I have seen violence and strife in the city. It's a perfect example of how Babylon the Great is. Day and night they go about it upon the walls thereof. Mischief also and sorrow are in the midst of it. Wickedness is in the midst thereof. Deceit and guile depart not from her streets. And in the NLT it reads, how quickly I would escape far from this wild storm of hatred. Confuse them, Lord, and frustrate their plans. For I see violence and conflict in the city. Divide their tongues, man. You know what I'm saying? They speak against each other, right? Their tongue falls upon themselves. They expose each other, expose themselves. It's all violence and strife in the city, in the streets, man. It says its walls are patrolled day and night against invaders, but the real danger is wickedness within the city. People are starting to see day by day, man, that the government is not for the people. Like I said, man, all I see is ICE agents all over the place. You know what I'm saying? You got cartels putting hits out on these ICE agents. And the government makes it seem as if these other countries are to be the ones that the Americans need to fear, that as if they're the ones putting us in danger, when it's actually your own people. It's actually your own government. Everything is falling apart. Threats and cheating are rampant in the streets. So I'm going to go ahead and play this. What happens during a government shutdown? Local governments are warning citizens that because the federal government has been shut down for weeks with no end in sight, November SNAP benefits will not be issued. Now, remember, I don't know if you all have seen this, but elder bros have made, the elder brother, Manata Zakba made a video about this like probably last week. And I've been seeing, you know what I'm saying, clips of this surface as well on other brothers' pages and whatnot. of these women complaining about EBT and snaps being taken away and stuff like that. And they all crying and shit. You know what I'm saying? They're real upset, like this type of stuff.
In 5 days. Kids have not ate in 5 days. It is the taxpayer's responsibility to take care of my kids.
Hello, you know,
Trump done cut them food stamps off.
If you're poor, don't have kids, okay? If you're struggling, don't have kids. Don't bring more in. If you already have them, that's another situation. If you don't have them, don't bring any in. And if you have two, don't go having another one. If you have one, don't go having two more.
So they say 2 million is getting cut off this month for the scamps. I'm about to go find out if I'm in that number, in that ratio.
It's been day 5 and I have not received no food stamps. My disability checks is on hold. My cash benefits is not coming no more. They're still pending. It is the taxpayer's job to pay for my kids to eat and for my kids to be taken care of. I have over 2,000 followers on TikTok and I can't get not one person to send me 50 cents. If you're watching a video and you can't send me nothing, I'm blocking you.
American Express just changed the game with their new Mirror card, and most people won't even qualify.
So if you're ready to throw that SNAP card away and get approved for credit cards like...
Hey, man, remember, though, these are the same women that took that deal with their daddy, Uncle Sam. Right? You women wanted to leave your husbands and destroy the black household, right? And live on your own and be single mothers. But now you want to blame all of these things on everybody else. Why don't you just go get a job like a normal human being? Everybody else is out here. Everybody else is out here working. Yet y'all want to blame it on other people. I have 2,000 followers and y'all don't want to send me no money, just begging. Begging. The book of Deuteronomy 28:54, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother and toward the wife of his bosom and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave, so that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children whom he shall eat, because he had nothing left in the siege, and in the straitness wherewith thine enemy shall distress thee in all thy gates. Here's my point: the tender and delicate woman among you, which will not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eye shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter, and toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet, and toward her children which she shall bear, for she shall eat them for one of all things secretly in the siege and straitness, wherewith thine enemy shall distress thee in thy gates. In the NLT, the most tender and delicate woman among you, so delicate she would not so much as touch the ground with her foot, will be selfish toward the husband she loves and toward her own son or daughter. These women are so damn independent when it's time to be, but these women are so damn independent till it's time to be independent and do shit on your own, right? She will hide from them the afterbirth, and the new baby shall, she will hide from them the afterbirth, and the new baby she has born, so that she herself can secretly eat them. She will have nothing else to eat during the siege and terrible distress that your enemy will inflict on all your towns. And very soon these women are going to start eating their children. But these women so damn selfish, man. Y'all decided to live and serve Uncle Sam, you know what I'm saying? You started to be with your daddy, right? But now your daddy can't help you. You married your daddy, and he's getting rid of you, you black hoes. Salaki, I don't even want us to call y'all black hoes. You Jake witches. We told y'all these things were gonna happen. We told y'all these things were gonna happen. What are you gonna do when they start cutting off food stamps? What are you gonna do when they start cutting off government assistance? What are you gonna do? Remember, these women, they don't need a man. They don't need a nigga for shit. That's why it says in the scriptures, in that day, 7 women shall take hold of 1 man. You want to know why? Because they're going to realize, oh shit, I need a man. And that script is going to flip. They're going to realize, oh shit, I do need a man. I need a man bad. I need a man for protection, for guidance, for leadership, right? That's why, brothers, just sit back and chill, man. Everything's going to play out like how it's supposed to, how the Lord intended it to. It says, when a lapse in funding occurs, the law requires agencies to cease activity and furlough non-accepted employees, meaning lay them off. Expected employees include those who work to protect life and property. They stay on the job but don't get paid until after the shutdown ends, thanks to a 2019 bill that required retroactive pay, which is what the fuck my school does to us. Our shit go down all the time. Do a retroactive time sheet. Traffic controllers and agents operating airport checkpoints keep working. So do members of the armed forces. Remember, Burbank, California, and in other places. And it's going to become more and more common. You know what I'm saying? These air traffic controllers, they're going to be like, you know what, fuck this shit. And there ain't going to be nobody there. They're going to get tired of just working and not being able to get paid nothing. I heard a video of Stephen A. Smith talking with this Jake. I can't remember what job he had. He might have been in like something with air traffic control or something like that. He was saying he can't work his job. He got to go do DoorDash. Seniors relying on Medicare coverage can still see their doctors and healthcare providers and submit claims for payment and be reimbursed. The CDC stuff like that. Veteran healthcare also continues. So like your veteran healthcare also continues during the shutdown. Veterans Affairs medical centers and outpatient clinics will be open, and VA benefits will continue to be processed and delivered. But y'all not thinking past that. Y'all think just because these things are accepted right now during the government shutdown, that it's going to be accepted forever. But you got to think of a backup to a backup to a backup plan, nigga. What you going to do when they shut all of this shit down to where it ain't nothing open? What are you going to do? The Postal Service is unaffected by a government shutdown. It's an independent entity funded through the sale of its products and services, not by services to freeze and wish to maintain in the shutdown. Each federal agency develops its own shutdown plan. Plans around which agency workers would stay on the job during the shutdown and which would be furloughed, meaning laid off. So they basically changed their rule because it used to be, I want to say the president or like one of those high-ranking it used to be like basically a government wide. So like it used to be like a government wide like decision, like this shuts down, this shuts down. Like they all had the same plan across the board. Now they changed it to where they got their own plans, basically how they want to go and proceed. It says local governments are warning citizens that because the federal government has been shut down for weeks with no insight, November SNAP benefits will not be issued. SNAP, or the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, also whatever you want to call it, EBT, food stamps, all of that shit. You also got to think, man, Section 8, you know what I'm saying, affordable housing, HUD, all of that shit. Medicare, Obamacare, whatever you want to call it, provides food benefits to low-income families, giving them a supplemental grocery budget to be able to afford essential food. According to the Colorado Department of Human Services, over 620,000 Coloradans have SNAP benefits, with over $118 million of support dispersed so far this year. The Adams County government shared on its social media pages that new and ongoing cases will not receive November benefits. Applicants who apply or redetermine during October will still receive their October benefits, the government agency said. It said that it would share more information about the status of November's benefits when it becomes available. Mind you, the government has been shut down for a little over 2 weeks now. Adams County has no control over when benefits will be available because availability of the government agency wrote, we know many residents rely on SNAP funding to provide food for their families, and know that this is an alarming change in benefits. If this shit continues on, you gotta realize what this can lead to, man. The county said it is monitoring the situation to provide residents with the most up-to-date information and support possible. It also pointed residents toward the Mile High United Way's 211 Help Center and My Friend Ben, which is an open source tool aimed at increasing opportunity for Colorado kids and families. That's just local. But like you gotta realize, man, very soon this could just be the stepping stones to famine, all out chaos, you know what I'm saying, coming against your neighbors and things of that nature. Which is gonna be more stuff that gets piled onto that. Not saying that this is gonna be what brings that, but that's gonna happen as well, you know what I'm saying, down the line. Sooner versus later, Lord willing. I'm gonna go ahead and get this and then close it off. For these people, y'all, the hoping shall fall, man. I want to go with Isaiah 31 and just close it off. The book of Isaiah, chapter 31 and verse 1, it reads, "Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, and stay on horses and trust in chariots, because they are many, and in horsemen, because they are very strong. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord Yahweh," right? Which in the scriptures, in the book of Revelation, Babylon the Great is referred to as spiritual Sodom and Egypt. And you see modern day, Egypt, Egyptian references and stuff like that in America today. You know what I'm saying? Modern day Egypt. And I'm talking about ancient Egypt when I say that, not Egypt as it is now. Yet he also is wise and will bring evil and will not call back his words, but will arise against the house of the evildoers and against the help of them that work iniquity. Now those who go down to Egypt for help, you know what I'm saying, rely on the government, rely on these people, man. That's what that means. Y'all have no type of faith, meaning you lack believing in something that you can't see. So you believe in men, you believe in the government because you can see it, right? You don't believe in the Holy One of Israel, the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, because you don't know him. You have no faith, you have no fear. Very soon, though, like it says in this next verse, yet he also is wise and will bring evil and will not call back his words. The Lord's about to bring evil upon these people, those who have brought forth iniquity upon the earth. That's why their kingdom is crumbling, but will arise against the house of evildoers and against the help of them that work iniquity. He gonna come against these people and those who help him. Now the Egyptians are men and not God, and their horse is flesh and not spirit. Like I said, the thing that is seen is less powerful. Well, the thing that is temporal is less powerful than the thing that is eternal. You know what I'm saying? The thing that is seen is less powerful than the thing that is unseen. When the Lord Yahweh shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is hoping shall fall down, and they all shall fail together. So just as the government going down, your ass gonna go down with it because you decided to go along with they shit. You know what I'm saying? You decided to be right there with them, to benefit off of them, to go down to them for help, right? Instead of trusting in the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. For thus hath the Lord Yahweh spoken unto me, like as the lion and the young lion roaring on his prey. When a multitude of shepherds is called forth against him, he will not be afraid of their voice, right? We rolling with the Lord. We rolling with Yahweh, why Yahweh Shah. The Lord did not distill fear in us of men, nor abase himself for the noise of them. So shall Yahweh of hosts come down to fight for Mount Zion and for the hill thereof. And he's coming down to fight for the elect. As birds flying, so will the Lord Yahweh of hosts defend Jerusalem. Defending, also he will deliver it, and passing over, he will preserve it. And that's talking about the elect. Turn ye unto him from whom the children of Israel have deeply revolted. For in that day every man shall cast away his idols of silver and his idols of gold, which your own hands have made unto you for a sin. Right? So you got to put your trust and your faith in Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. That's the only way you're going to get up out of these said perils, man, that's about to come upon the earth. So with that being said, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to those out there listening and watching. I'm going to close it off there. Call Allah Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua Ba'ashim Rakakwadash. Double blessing and honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me the truth through the spirit and the power of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. And until next time, I say Shalom, Israel, Shalom. And as always, we're one day close to the kingdom, man. Keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. Shalom.